Hello everybody, back with another video. So as you can see by the title, this is a haul video, purchases, pickups, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I went shopping with Ollie from Ollie Loves Film. I will tag him in the title or the description. Sure, everybody knows Ollie. Crazy film knowledge, especially for a young guy his age. Really sound, down to earth, easy to chat to guy. And he hosts a live stream over on his channel, Ollie Loves Film. So yeah, I'm recording this on Monday, so should upload it today. If I do, then the live stream will be on, I think, 7 o'clock tonight. So go and check it out. It's always a good watch, good to be on there. I think Ollie's on there, Sammy G, not sure who the other guests are. I finished work now, but I've got to be back up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I have been on the live stream before, saying to myself I would jump off at like 9 or so, but never do. It's always interesting. You get caught up chatting. Didn't get off there till about midnight. Only had 5 hours sleep and felt rough in work the next day. So I'll leave it to those lot to entertain you on the live stream. But yeah, I thought I'd give Ollie a shout out. So yeah, we went in CEX, HMV, load of charity shops, and I've also got a few online orders. So anybody that watched my video yesterday, I uploaded on Sunday, was favourite British horror films in my collection. I did mention on there a couple I wanted in the HMV in Bath weren't in stock, or at least not the version I wanted. So I got home, ordered them on Amazon, and they arrived last night. So I can show them all now. So let me get on with it. So yeah, first one is Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, Sam Elliott, Kelly Lynch, and Ben Gazzara. Directed by Rowdy Herrington. Quite ironic considering it's like a fighting film and the director's name's Rowdy. Yeah, first I ever heard of this was on an old episode of Family Guy when Peter Griffin's going around roundhouse kicking people in the face and shouting Roadhouse. Yeah, I think Sammy G from Sammy G's World of Cinema and /or Stuart George from Stuart George's Home Movies spotted this when it got announced. I think it's about a month or so now, but when I was going in the HMV in Bristol and even the one in Bath, never seen it in there. So yeah, ordered it off of Amazon. Never seen it, but looks an interesting one. 18, contains strong language and violence, two of my favourite things. 122 minutes, which is over an hour, originally from 1989. Yeah, I heard good things about this one. Be interesting to watch it for myself. Comes with a nice slipcase. Obviously, I do keep the prices on all the physical purchases so everyone can see it, but this came from Amazon, so it doesn't have the price on. But yeah, pretty sure it was 25 on the 4K. Which makes this one pretty good value. Witness on 4K, but does come in limited. Is it limited or just special edition? Big box basically. At only 30. So yeah, £5 more. As you can see, this box is like double as chunky. Yeah, so this one they did have the standard hit Blu-ray release in Bath at 25, but I thought for an extra fiver, something if the find with new releases, when films come out on Blu-ray at 15 or the 4K's 25, yeah, I find an extra tenner can be quite prohibitive, especially if it's a film I haven't seen or don't know if I like. Yeah, you're almost paying double, really. Whereas, yeah, an extra fiver to get it on 4K just seems, why wouldn't you? So, yeah, I wanted to get that in Bath. Ordered it through Amazon at 30. It is Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. She's from The Accused. Directed by Peter Weir, who did Picnic at Hanging Rock, one I haven't seen but heard is pretty good. I think that's on Second Sight Films, maybe. This is from 1985, 112 minutes. It's a 15. Yeah, don't know too much about this, but obviously everyone knows Harrison Ford as Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Obviously it's in Fugitive, Bodyguard. Yeah, not seen too many of his like more serious films actually. But yeah, heard good things about this. I think Sammy watched this and was hoping it would get a release, and then like a day later they announced it. So yeah, Mystical Sammy. And then yeah, I've heard a few people say it's a really good one. That's worth picking up. So yeah, be interested to get round to watching that. Obviously I haven't opened these ones yet. And then the last online order I did, one everybody in the movie looms was talking about. I think we also spoke about it on the live stream the previous week when it was me. Last week, no, a week before last. So yeah, almost 2 weeks ago. That's gone fast. It was me, Ollie Loves Film, and Pete from Pedro's Movie Cavern. And Ollie was on about it, and Ollie and Stuart have seen it. I think Stuart picked it up. I think Sammy's seen it, but yeah, everyone basically said it's a really tearjerker kind of film. And like I've said a few times, I haven't cried at a film since I watched E.T. when I was 4 years old. So it'd be interesting to see if this one gets to me. But it's A Monster Calls. Sorry, a bit of glare on that. Obviously, it's very sunny and hot in the UK today. So if you see me sweating or any glare reflecting off of my head, then you'll know why. Perhaps I should have worn my hat. From the visionary director of The Impossible. Haven't seen The Impossible, but heard good things about it. I think it's about the Southeast Asian tsunami. Was it like the early 2005, I'm guessing, which had Naomi Watts in. This one is directed by J.A. Bayona, starring Felicity Jones, Sigourney Weaver, Lewis McDougall, Liam Neeson. Yeah, I heard it's basically a film about grief. I mean, it does say on the back, 12 contains moderate threat, scenes of emotional stress. 108 minutes, not too long. Originally came out 2016. So yeah, I've never seen it. Didn't really know what it's about. I remember when I went to the cinema around this time, they had like a big cardboard cutout of like the creature from it. I thought it looked quite interesting. But yeah, one you don't really ever see around. I think this is only about £4 on Amazon, £4.12 or so. Once I went to buy it, it was showing only 2 left in stock. So you could tell the movie loons had all been on there buying it. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be my kind of thing. I mean, it's saying it's a well-made film, and yeah, big fan of Sigourney Weaver. And yeah, heard it's really good. But yeah, meant to be quite an upsetting one about grief. So yeah, it was I think about £4.12. So yeah, that's my online pickups. Monster Calls, yeah, just never really see it in stores. Like I say, the other two they didn't have in Bath HMV, so I had to order them. Only got 2 things when I was in the HMV in Bath with Ollie. Like I said, I would have got more if they had them in stock. Even though it was only 2 things, they were quite expensive and came to about 50 odd quid. So the first one is the 4K set of Species. Oh, very glary, if that's a word. 2 decades ago, scientists sent a message to space. This is the reply, 1995. So yeah, I'd have been like, well, by the time it actually came out and I watched it, say 11. And I remember thinking it sounds weird, but the alien lady was attractive. Not when she's in this form, but for most of the film, she just looks like a sort of nice human lady. And yeah, me and all my mates had a crush on her. So yeah, I guess when you're 11 and you're young teenage in puberty, a lot of testosterone flowing, then it makes sense. It's got quite a good cast. Actually covered by the sticker. Let me see. Actually, before I take off the sticker, I would say this one was $29.99, which isn't too bad because you think most 4Ks you're looking at 25 when they first come out, and it does come in this nice big set. And it is 88 films, so another one in the 88 films collection. Ben Kingsley, Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina, Forrest Whitaker, Mark Helgenberger, and introducing Natasha Henstridge. So I guess she's the sexy lady. Directed by Roger Donaldson. Heard the name, not sure if I've seen anything else by him. 18, contains strong horror and sex. 108 minutes, it's just under 2 hours. But yeah, I really like that artwork. Nice box set. Yeah, this seemed to have been announced like 3 months ago. I thought it had already come out. Yeah, I'll have to open it all up and look what's inside. I'm guessing get like, is it maybe 2 discs? Yeah, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and then a standard Blu-ray disc. It's on Dolby, or if anyone's watched Spinal Tap, Dolby. And yeah, I guess inside it's got a booklet and things. I will open it to check. But yeah, like I say, £5 more than buying the standard 4K is quite good value. Yeah, like I say, seen this one a couple of times as a kid, around my mate's house. Watched it again about, must have been 5 years plus ago on DVD. Did really enjoy it. So yeah, now I've got this, I'll be moving the DVD on. So I think I'm sending it to Marcus or Big Boy Beza. Marcus from X-File 2708. Whichever one of them wants it. This one, also got in the HMV in Bath at $26.99, is John McTiernan's Nomads, starring Pierce Brosnan. So can't say I'd heard of this one before. Looks interesting. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be, let me get you one for reference, like the standard kind of Treasure Films release, which is usually about £17, and obviously it's just like single disc in a nice slipcase. Still very nice releases. Treasure Films, one of my favourite labels out of them all, boutique labels should I say, but yeah, probably my favourite sort of newer label. just because, by the time I got into like Arrow films, Second Sight films, 88, 101, Criterion, Indicator, they'd all released like hundreds or thousands, so it's hard to collect them. Whereas, I've not been collecting them since I first heard about them. I think the last Hunter I actually got in CEX, only about £10 or £12. It's a big box, but I thought this was just going to be a standard edition. So kind of nice to see in a big special box, but I wouldn't have minded only paying 17 or 18 for it, because I've spent a lot of money this month. It is, £26.99, which isn't too bad value. It is only a Blu-ray rather than a 4K, but starring Leslie Ann Down, Pierce Brosnan, Anna Maria Monticelli, Adam Ant. Oh, I didn't know it had him in Stand and Deliver. Josie Cotton, Frank Doubleday, Hector Mercado, Mary Warrenov, written and directed by John McTiernan. Yeah, obviously it says that on the front, but I think I have heard of him doing something now. I think this is a British film, so I did mention this on my favourite British horror films in my collection ranking. I don't want to keep plugging it, but I've said maybe if I'd actually watched this, it would have made it into the list, but obviously I hadn't watched it at the time. Directorial debut of action movie mouth. Oh yes, I knew the name. John McTiernan did Predator and Die Hard. He's done another few famous ones, but Die Hard, brilliant, one of the best action films ever. Predator, one of my favourite films ever, sort of sci-fi horror action, one of the most bravado, macho films, obviously with Arnie in it. Probably prefer Predator to Die Hard, I guess, but I think John McTiernan has done a few others, but interesting though, this is his first film. Kind of a bit of a blind buy. I'd heard good things about it. It could be a bit cheap and that, but now I know it's John McTiernan, who he is. I'm got some faith in it. 1985, 15, strong language, bloody images and sex. It looks like it comes with the sort of standard case, 5 postcards, and a little booklet. Let me know if you've seen Nomads. I do kind of try and, because they only release like one thing a month at like usually around £20 average, do try and collect all the treasured films as I go. And so far I've got all of them, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 8 releases. I think the one coming out next month is called Killer Shark. It's like a B-movie shark film, but it looks quite interesting. A few people have said it's good. Right, next one I never even knew existed. Oh, sorry, I'm onto the CEX pile before I get ahead of myself. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from CEX. Spent about £52 in there. This one is priced at 12, but when I looked at the receipt, did only go through the till at 10. Is Lars Von, I was not sure if it's, I say Trier, it might be Trier. Lars Von Trier's Yorick trilogy. So it's got Element of Crime. Tell me a year. 1984. Starring Michael Elphick. Was in With No One Eye as the poacher with the eels. Was in, not many people know it. I know Roy Barrett knew. I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle with Neil Morrissey from the young ones. Men Behaving Badly fame, and went on to be Bob the Builder, I think. Very bad B-movie schlocky film, but he was in that. And then famous in EastEnders, as I think they said he's Cat Slater's evil incestuous uncle or something. So he's in Element of Crime. Then you've got Epidemic, which is actually starring Lars himself. And then Europa. I won't read all the backs then because it's quite long, and I don't want this video to go on for 45 minutes, whatever my last two have been. Sorry about that. Very sort of low budget. I thought I'd had all the Lars Von Trier's films and never heard of these ones. I've got to say, Lars Von Trier, very hit and miss for me. Some of the films I really don't like. Don't like him as a person. He's basically a neo-Nazi, Hitler supporter, seems a right piece of shit, treats a lot of people bad as, what's the word? Admitted misogynist. Just seems a real horrible person. But I think it's more lately, is that the term? More recently, should I say, he's become arrogant and toxic. I think when these were made in Element of Crime from 84, Epidemic in 87, and Europa in 91, maybe he wasn't so much of a twat back then. But yeah, spoiler alert for my next recent watches. Last night I did watch Element of Crime. I would say it's basically a cross between Eraserhead and Stalker, Andrei Tarkovsky's film. So Sammy G, if you're watching, I know his favourite film ever is Stalker. You might enjoy this one. Kind of has like the atmosphere of Blade Runner. It's just not as well made as any of those three films. I found it quite boring, quite tedious. It's quite inventive for a first film. Some really good imagery, but yeah, I didn't understand it. Not that it was high concept. It was just weird. It was kind of sci-fi, but all shot in like sepia tone. So yeah, in Stalker, it starts in kind of sepia tone without spoiling it. Once they get to like outside of the radiated area, it turns into all colour, a bit like Wizard of Oz. Goes from black and white to colour, whereas this just stays in like the ugly sepia tone. Yeah, not seen Epidemic or Europa, but yeah, I will talk about Element of Crime. It wasn't awful. Well-made film. And for like an early film, quite impressive what he was able to do, create his own sort of world. Some quite sort of disturbing, shocking bits, but yeah, £10 for Lars Von Trier trilogy on DVD. So yeah, I don't know if all the films are going to be great, but one I wanted to own in the collection. Right, next we got two World Cinema, both on the Cine Asia label, and both for £6 each. I thought was a good price. You've got, it's covering it, let me check what is, I'll check on the side. Raging Fire, produced and directed by Benny Chan and starring Donnie Yen. So yeah, I've got another film by Benny Chan on the Tartan Asia Extreme label. I'm thinking it's maybe Infernal Affairs. It's one of the kind of action sort of ones. So yeah, I heard his name and like him as a director. Some nice artwork inside. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of, I mean, it says martial arts, but it's a lot of gunplay and stuff. I guess it might be a bit like JSA. Not Job Seekers Allowance, but Joint Security Area by Park Chan-wook. Brilliant action film this is. Hoping it's similar in the vein to that. So yeah, it's from, can I find a year? 126 minutes, so quite long. It looks like it's 2021. So, unless that was just when it was re-released, but quite recent. But yeah, best martial arts action movie of the year, it's saying. So hopefully it's something a bit like The Raid or Bangkok Dangerous or something like that. But yeah, I thought for £6, not only a nice one to own on Cine Asia, but hopefully a good and interesting film. I know Roy Barrett from Blue Roy Movies is into it, a lot of his Asian world cinema in general, so let me know if you know of that one, Roy. This one looks a bit of an older kind of take, but again looks interesting on Cine Asia for £6 for 800. Let's see what. I mean, it's saying 2021, but I'm guessing that was when it was released on this label rather than the original, because yeah, it does look like quite an old film, or at least the style of it maybe is shot to look old. Pretty much the same artwork inside is on the front. It is a 15. Yeah, this isn't like an action martial arts film. I think this is a bit of a. I'll read the back to this because I don't really know what it's about myself. It's a bit of a blind buy, but. Shanghai 1937. It's been 3 months since Japan launched the invasion of China, and Japanese forces have been ordered to take control of a large central warehouse. Inside, a group of Chinese soldiers hold their ground, defending the city at any cost. 400 soldiers remain, yet they allow invaders to believe there are 800, confusing the enemy in an exhausting bloody fight lasting 4 days and 4 nights, with the conflict playing out in full view of Chinese civilians and both Americans and Europeans living across the river. The Battle of the 800 Heroes made world headlines, the first to be broadcast live around the world. From acclaimed director Guan Hu, the 800 scored big at the global box office to become the highest grossing film of 2020. Yes, it was 2020 it came out. Standing tall as an action-packed war epic and a timeless tribute to bravery and sacrifice. So yeah, it does look like it's kind of an older production. But yeah, I think it's like based on a true story. So it looks interesting. 149 minutes, quite a long one. Language Chinese, English, Japanese. So subtitles are Mandarin, so I guess it's a Chinese production, whereas this one is in Cantonese. So yeah, in China, I think they speak Cantonese and Mandarin. So you're pretty sure they're Chinese films rather than, yeah, this one obviously is about the Chinese army. But yeah, that one I thought was going to be Japanese or Korean, Raging Fire. But yeah, it looks like they're both Chinese. But yeah, again, kind of looks similar to the artwork of like Hiroshima, that Roy was on about, which piqued my interest. So yeah, again, let me know anybody. But Roy, if you know of this one, the 800. Looks interesting, £6. And yeah, not only nice to bolster my world cinema collection, but looks an interesting one. I do always say if I ever see a premium collection in good condition with the slip at less than 10, I will pick it up. So I've got the Forbidden Planet at £8. So yeah, really nice condition. Heard this is like a sci-fi classic. It's quite old. I've heard a few people say it's a bit cheesy. Obviously, this was what's the shop? I think the shop's a chain, a conglomerate, whatever you call it, of stores called Forbidden Planet that sell a lot of like toys and busts and statues and card games. Not saying this to be harsh, because I'm probably one myself, but like a geek's kind of shop. I guess we're all geeks when we collect this many films. Starring Walter Pidgeon and Francis. It's covered by this stupid CEX sticker. See if I can get this out of the way. Hopefully I don't damage the case. And Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, it must be very young in this. So this is Leslie Nielsen. This is Leslie Nielsen I'm thinking of. What year is this? 1956. I'm thinking of Leslie Nielsen from Naked Gun. Aeroplane and that. Yeah, I guess it could be him. He must be about 20 in it. Alright, unless he's got a dad called Leslie Nielsen. Let me know if you know this. Yeah, I'm sure some viewers, probably Stuart, I know, likes his old sci-fi films. But yeah, nice one for the premium collection. That's my 14th in the premium collection. It's number 2. Looking for number 1 now. From 1956. And yeah, I don't know if it still holds up that well as an entertaining film nowadays, but obviously an important film, because I heard it's like a seminal sci-fi film, but also, like I say, they named the Forbidden Planet chain after it, so it must be an important sci-fi film. Next, I've got a Video Nasty on the Slasher Classics 88 Films label. Is The Boogeyman from £12. It was £12. I guess it's 1981. Can I find a year on it? Oh, yeah, it says on the front 1980. So yeah, I've never seen this one, but on my if you can see them up there, my Video Nasties documentaries, it does say that this is one of the better ones. And yeah, on the trailer and that, it does look quite well made and quite good music and stuff, especially directed by, I think his name's, you pronounce it Uli Lamel? I think he's Italian. Starring Susanna Love, Ron James and John Carradine. Also starring Nicholas Love, Raymond Boyden and Felicity Morgan. Yeah, I guess if it's Ulli, but you might be Italian, it might be pronounced Uli Lomel. You let me know if you know in the comments. But yeah, obviously I am trying to collect all of the Video Nasties. I am trying to get the Section 3 ones that were picked up and then dropped without being prosecuted. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is either a video Section 1 or 2. I think there was a sequel to this as well. Yeah, quite expensive, I guess, just to get a Video Nasty. But not only is it meant to be, I said the Boogeyman, but it's pronounced the Boogeyman. I guess this is British, we call it the Boogeyman, whereas Americans call it Boogie. I think it's something to do with like mirrors, and a shard of mirror can like attack people's souls or something. But yeah, I heard it's an interesting watch. It's an 85 minutes from 1980. Yeah, I've got a few of 88 films. I think this is one of the first slasher classic. Yeah, I didn't really get this so much because it's 88 films. It's just not only one to get in the Video Nasty collection, as I want to get them all, but also meant to be a better one of the better ones. So looking forward to watching that. Stickers flying everywhere. This one I heard of. Remember seeing it around years ago. Didn't know too much about it, but I thought for £1.50, Wormwood, Road of the Dead on DVD. So it kind of sold it to me when it said Mad Max meets Dawn of the Dead. So yeah, it looks like a zombie very colourful, interesting artwork. Kind of looks in the vein of like Hobo with a Shotgun or Death Proof, Planet Terror, Grindhouse kind of style. Could be really bad, low budget crap, but give it a go for £1.50, 94 minutes, 2014, 18, strong bloody violence and gore. But yeah, I think it's kind of, like it says, an apocalyptic kind of sci-fi more than a horror. Wormwood, Road of the Dead, let me know if you know that one. If it's anywhere near as good as Mad Max or, it's not going to be as good as Dawn of the Dead, is it? Let's be fair, we would have all heard of it, but looks interesting. This one that's been on my radar for a while. I've seen it around years ago in HMV on Second Sight. Only ever seen it on the standard. I don't think they did it in one of these big, I'm not pointing to the right bit, one of these big box special edition, limited edition, whatever you call them, set. But only ever seen it on the standard. But yeah, usually if you buy it new, even on this here, we're looking at about 18. So the £10 wasn't bad. But I will say, not only heard of it before, it looks interesting. I think someone commented once on someone else's YouTube video, or maybe on the live stream, saying it's a Christmas zombie love story horror, which sounds interesting. But yeah, this is one recommended to me by my good friend Al Pearson, Big Al. So I don't think he has his own YouTube channel, but he comments on mine, and I talk to him through Messenger. We've both sent a few parcels back and forth. Really sound guy, yeah, good friend outside of social media. Had recommended this. I guess you're guessing what it is out. Is Anna and the Apocalypse? Yeah, I heard this is wacky. But yeah, it looks up my street. 2017. 98 minutes. 15 strong violence, gore, and language. That's a bit of a bigger write-up. Usually second sight, at least on the big box sets, you get like 3 sentences. Whereas this has got a paragraph. A zombie apocalypse threatens the sleepy town of Little Haven at Christmas, forcing Anna and her friends to fight, slash, and sing their way to survival. It might be a bit of a musical, which isn't usually my thing, but Happiness of the Katakuris is an absolutely wacky Japanese musical by Miike Takashi, and I do love that, so I might like this. Might become my favourite musical. Doubt I prefer it to Dancer in the Dark. Anyway, I'm getting waylaid. Slash and sing their way to survival, facing the undead in a desperate race to reach their loved ones, but they soon discover that no one is safe in this new world, and with civilization falling apart around them, the only people they can truly rely on are each other. Directed by John McFell. I've actually got another film by him. I can't think what it is. I don't think he does the Krampus. No, the Krampus is done by the guy that does Trick or Treat. Can't think of his name at the moment. So tell me who is starring. Ella Hunt, Malcolm Cumming, Sarah Swire, Christopher Laveau, Marley Swee, I think that's how I say it, Ben Wiggins, Mark Benton, and Paul Kay. Yeah, I can't really say I've heard of any of the people, but I think I've seen that lady before in something else. Maybe she just looks like someone. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's a nice 2-disc edition. Discs are in really good condition. Sometimes when they're in really good condition, I'm like, it looks like it's only been watched once. Is that a bad sign? But no, Al's got good taste, and things he has, I wouldn't say recommended, but films that I like, he likes. So I'm sure he's steering me in the right direction. I'll enjoy this one. But yeah, thank you, Al. I finally picked up this one that you did mention probably about 6 months ago. Unfortunately, I probably would have to wait till Christmas to watch that, because I don't think it would feel right watching, although it's not solely a Christmas film, it's a comedy, musical, drama, horror, romance Christmas film, kind of spanning all the genres. Yeah, that's all the ones from online HMV and CEX. The next pile was all from Charity Store. I'll go through these a bit quicker because I won't speak about them so much. Some of them I don't really even know much about, to tell you the truth. Not usually my kind of thing, but when I seen this for $150, I know on Ash's video, Ash from Popcorn and Horror, did a really good haul video. I think he did one recently on like films from 2003. Go and check his channel out to be certain. But yeah, on his recent haul, he picked up Shallow Hal and said it's out of print and hard to get. And yeah, I do remember seeing it on the TV years ago, and it was funny. But after watching Me, Myself, and Irene and a few of those kind of raucous comedies that wouldn't get made in Drop Dead Fred, that wouldn't get made nowadays, I thought I'd give it a go. Yeah, I remember seeing it years ago and enjoyed it, but didn't love it. But now I know it's out of print, I thought, good bargain to get it. So yeah, on there you've got Just Married with Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy. Rest in peace, Brittany Murphy. Gwyneth Paltrow and Jack Black in Shallow Hal. And Ashton Kutcher and Sean William Scott, aka Stifler, in Dude, Where's My Car? I think I seen Dude, Where's My Car when it first came out around a mate's house, and didn't love. We were drinking. It's probably the kind of film you watch when you're drunk. Maybe it'll be funnier then. Didn't love it. Not a massive fan of Ashton Kutcher, especially nowadays. Everyone knows he's a sleaze rat. Gwyneth Paltrow, can't say I've seen that many films of her. I love her acting, but she looks nice. And Jack Black, kind of hit and miss for me. Some stuff I like him in, some stuff is throwaway. But yeah, quite a weird little set. It all opens like a book. But yeah, I really bought this one for Shallow Hal. Even if I don't love it, it's a nice one to have in the collection for £1.50 for a film that's pretty out of print and hard to get. So yeah, £1.50 for that one. I know Ollie always says which charity shops he found him in. I can't ever remember. Maybe it's a bit disrespectful. You know, not so much to promote the charity stores, but obviously the money you're paying is going to good charities. I think this was One British Heart Foundation or Scope, or I am not sure. Ollie might know, but sorry, charities. This one I've heard of years and years ago. Wanted to pick it up. Once I got Severance, this kind of popped back into my mind, and just never had seen it around, even in CEX. But it's The Cottage. Welcome to the bloody countryside. Hilariously gory, horribly funny, deliciously dark laughs. I'll read the synopsis. Bickering brothers David, Andy Serkis from King Kong and Lord of the Rings, big fan of him. Peter, Reece Shearsmith from The League of Gentlemen, really like not just his acting and that, but his writing. Kidnap Tracy, played by Jennifer Ellison. Don't think she's a great actress, was she out of like Brookside? But I remember when I was about 15, she was in all like the FHM and Nuts magazines. In a desperate money-making scheme and hideout in a remote cottage from her gang lord father. However, feisty Tracy turns the tables on her bungling captors and escapes into the woods with Peter as her hostage. Only this land belongs to a maniacal farmer and he doesn't like trespassers. Cue a grotesquely comic battle for survival. Who will survive and what be left of them? So it's an 18, so looks like quite strong gore. 87 minutes from 2008. So yeah, her basically this is similar to Severance, which is a film I like. It says £1. I think maybe it's £2 for £1 or £3 for £1 in whichever respective charity shop. I think it might have been the same one I got that in. I don't know. Yeah, it's a release on Pathé. So a while ago I used to get quite a few films on Pathé, but a bit of a blast from the past. This one, can't say I've really heard of it, but Ollie recommended it at 99p. A film by Anton Corbijn, I guess you say it. Samantha Morton and Sam Riley, called Control. Looks like it's sort of black and white, but it looks like a music kind of film. Feel about music, I guess, rather than a musical. Is this the one about yeah, Ian Curtis? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I think Ollie. Yeah, from Joy Division. I think Ollie and that spoke about this. Ollie and Sammy, and said it's really good. But yeah, I do like Joy Division's music. Heard Ian Curtis had a really sort of harsh, depressive kind of life. So be interested to watch that one. Don't know too much about it. This one I've never seen. Been on my radar for a while. I think Ollie said in his recent video he prefers this over Ridley Scott's original Alien. Is Prometheus. So yeah, this was 99p, which I was happy to pay. So I took it to the till, and the guy said it was £2 for £1. So I'll show you the next one I paired it up with. But yeah, what have I to pay £1 for this? So I end up paying 50p. But yeah, one I've never actually seen, but I also haven't seen Covenant from the Alien franchise. So yeah, it'd be interesting to finally get round to Prometheus. I know quite a few people that have said good things about that. I think it's kind of like a prequel showing the like space jockeys, are they called, that brought the actual xenomorphs. So in the first Alien film, you could see him like sort of dead and crashed on a big spaceship. I think that's what they call the jockeys. So yeah, I had the parrot of one. So I got the Kickboxer collection. I say collection, there's only 2 films. Kickboxer Vengeance could be absolute dog trash, but I kind of really got it for the original Kickboxer. Haven't seen that since I was a kid. Don't know if it's actually a good film, but when I was a kid, I used to love all kinds of martial arts films. Bloodsport, one of my favourites, was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember watching Kickboxer. I think it's got good fighting and choreography. Probably not a good story. Yeah, I don't know if the guy when we bought it in the charity shop said probably watch it when you're drunk, the second part, and then you might enjoy it. But yeah, didn't even know there was a part 2. Bit misleading and dubious to call it a collection when you've got 2 films on. But yeah, I will rewatch Kickboxer, so had to pair it up with one. That's the best one I could find at short notice. This one a bit more expensive from a charity shop at $2.99. Didn't really know what it was. Looks a bit like Dustin Hoffman on the front, but Ollie said this is by Bill Forsyth, who did Gregorys Girl. And I really enjoyed Gregorys Girl, so it's a local hero. 106 minutes, from 1983. PG, parental guidance, general viewing, but some scenes may be unsuitable for young children. And yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. Burt Lancaster and Peter Riegert, I guess you say it. Yeah, don't know too much about it, but happy to give it a go if it's a Bill Forsyth film. Next, you've got, again, one I've not really heard of. think this was in 2 or 3 for £1. So obviously sometimes you get one you want, then you have to pair it up with a few others. Called On the Road. Yeah, I guess it's like a kind of road film. Makes sense. 15, contains strong sex and drug use and strong language. 119 minutes. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. Probably not usually my thing, but obviously when you're getting these cheap, kind of worth picking it up and checking it out. How long I'll take to get around to check it out when I've got all these other films that are more in my wheelhouse, shall we say, like horrors and sci-fis and world cinema, I don't know. Next one, I know not everyone's a fan of Wallace and Gromit, but I'm a big fan of them. I've got the collection. I've got Chicken Run on VHS, so I think this was the only one I needed. It's The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. This has never been upgraded onto Blu-ray or anything. 1 hour 21 minutes from 2006, 2005. Aardman Animations, obviously also do Shaun the Sheep, Flushed Away. It's a 2-disc one. In the right case, as the discs basically just sit on top of each other rather than having their own like housing. Yeah, I guess some people might say this is like immature, but I still find the Wallace and Gromit films funny, especially the newest one that was on Netflix. What was it called? I can't remember now. I'm sure someone will comment, but yeah, I found that one hilarious. Watched that about 3 times. This one, believe it or not, I've never actually owned. Ivan Reitman film with Schwarzenegger, Kindergarten Cop. So yeah, I've seen this on TV loads of times over the years. Watched it a few times as a kid. One I really enjoy. But yeah, never actually owned. So it says 99p. I can't remember if it was, or whether it's in the 2 for £1 or 3 for £1. But yeah, one I wanted to finally pick up. Don't know if that's ever out Blu-ray or 4K. Can't say I've ever seen it around. Sure, everybody knows Kindergarten Cop. But coincidentally enough, when I looked online before I went in CEX, it was saying they would have this on Blu-ray at £10. They didn't. I was a bit disappointed. Even looked on like the stack of stuff they don't put out. And then yeah, coincidentally, couldn't pick it up. Got into the charity shop and they had it for 99p on DVD. What's Eating Gilbert, Grape? So never own this, but I have watched it on TV at least twice. I think last Christmas, on Christmas Day, watched it with my family. My mum and that like this film. Don't know if it's the first, but it's an early role of Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's got Juliette Lewis, directed by Lasse Hallström. It's a 118 minutes from 2000. I can't see the year it's covered, but yeah, I do enjoy this one. What's Eating Gilbert, Grape? A sad film. Again, another one I hadn't heard of, but Ollie said it's good. Didn't kind of look my thing, but it's got Florence Pugh in an early role. I think she's one of the best actresses working today, especially in Midsummer. Yeah, it looks like an American film, but it's a British film directed by Stephen Merchant called Fighting with My Family. Don't know if this would be my kind of thing, but yeah, Florence Pugh, Lena Headey, Nick Frost, Jack Lowden, Vince Vaughn, and Dwayne Johnson. So a big cast, but yeah, don't really know too much about it, but Ollie said it's a good one, so I trusted Ollie's opinion, so hopefully it will be. Yeah, all of these I got in Keynsham. Actually, let me show this one. No, I will show this next. All in the Keynsham charity stores in my local town. But when we was in Bath going in CEX, we popped in a couple. I found this. Basically picked this up on Stuart George's recommendation. Is Howard's End, directed by James Ivory, who I think did Remains of a Day, which I do have on VHS but never watched. Yeah, that's a James Ivory. Remains of a Day, that one's got Anthony Hopkins and Emma Thompson, 2 of the finest British actors ever. This one's got Vanessa Redgrave, Helena Bonham Carter, Emma Thompson and Anthony Hopkins. A bit of a crossover, I guess. James Ivory likes working with those. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's quite a slow kind of drama. Again, don't know if it's my kind of thing, but I thought for £1, only a good one to add in the collection. Don't think it's had an upgrade, but yeah, I thought I'd check it out on Stuart's recommendation. Yeah, good cast. Yeah, obviously a while ago I used to just be really into my like horrors and genre films, but I am trying to be more open-minded, and some of the ones like Gregorys Girl and things that I've watched that wouldn't usually have probably give the time of the day a while ago, I have really loved. Right, last one, going on to 40 minutes, sorry again. This one I've seen about 5 times on TV, but never actually owned it. Don't know if you can get it on Blu-ray. Obviously when I've seen this in the store, not only for £1, but also after just watching Me, Myself and Irene, The Mask with Jim Carrey. Sure everybody knows this, loads of good quotables, like what's it he says, like smoking, and then Party, because I gotta always out of, yeah, outside of Dumb and Dumber, Cable Guy, Me, Myself and Irene, and Ace Ventura's probably top 5 kind of Jim Carrey, zany, over the top, wacky comedy. Obviously, you've got some films since, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Truman Show, and the number 23, is it called? A bit more serious, but yeah, this is Jim Carrey as cartoony, ridiculous, over the top best. Loads of crazy, cartoonish special effects. I think there's a sequel called The Son of the Mask, and maybe a third sequel, which are apparently like some of the worst films ever made. Remember the little dog called Milo? Got Cameron Diaz in quite an early role. I think it's directed by Charles Russell. I've heard a few other films by. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, it's had like a cartoon series, I think, that I used to like. But yeah, sure, Everybody Knows the Mask. Stanley Ipkiss, I think he's called in it. Yeah, oh, that's not bad. I haven't watched it in about 20 years, remembered his name. Right, that's everything I've picked up. Sorry this has gone on quite long, but yeah, I've nearly 30 films. Ollie got a few more than me, and I know it's video on about an hour, so I haven't done too bad considering I usually waffle on. So yeah, that's everything I've picked up in the latest spree, and I kind of spent all my money this month, I think, so kept a little bit back for a few other releases I know are coming out later in the month on boutique labels like Arrow and things. Maybe a few on 88 Films or Second Sight. I think I'm saving up some money for When Evil Lurks. It's like one of the best foreign horror films I've seen in a long time, really disturbing kind of possession film. But yeah, that's everything for now. Go and check out Ollie's stream. Hopefully I'll upload this before the stream starts. I'm sure it'll be good as ever. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.